Today we're talking about buying and selling and trying to make gain, kind of like James in the gospel, in the book of James said, "Go to now today, you who say, today or tomorrow we'll go into such a city and buy and sell, and get gain, whereas you know not what shall be on the morrow, but rather you should say, the Lord willing, we shall do this or that." So we'll preface our discussion by, the Lord willing, we will do this or that. I've had interesting experiences in buying and selling because I never was trained how to do it. My dad didn't own anything, and when I went to business school, they decided I wasn't strong enough to study business. So I've had to just kind of learn by Kentucky windage, which means you just put straw in the wind and see straw up ways and let the wind show how far it blows. But I have had some interesting experiences. Like I visited an old man one day who had a house for sale, and a young man looked at it and was interested, and he said, "Well, I'm going to think about it." And he said, "Well, you do that." When he came back, it had gone up $100. So he said, "Well, I'm going to have to think about that." So he said, "You do that," and he came back and it had gone up another 100. And so on the third occasion, he said, "We're going to go ahead and buy it before it gets more than we can afford." And so having had that experience, I once had in fact, I had a Chevrolet Corvette for sale, and it didn't sell at sticker price. And ordinarily, a thinking person would go down on the price. This was a pace car, and I was a Chevrolet dealer. But having heard the old man's story, I went up on the price. Went up $1,000, and another $1,000, another $1,000, another $1,000, until finally I sold it to a Chevrolet dealer for double what I couldn't sell it for before. And I think by then the rumors had gotten around, not just from me, but from other places, that these things were really going to be valuable. And so I've used that story different times, and I've gotten odd phone calls at times. A fellow that I knew in Washington that managed a fund for an insurance company called me one day and he said, "Charlie, do you have anything I could put some money in?" And I said, "Well, why are you calling me? Because you're the manager of a major fund that has millions and millions of dollars." He said, "Oh, I know. I'm the manager of a fund that makes 6 or 8%, but he said, this is my own cash, and I'm wanting to make your kind of return, not my own kind of return." And so I've had some of those phone calls too.